Ooh, this one is really heavy. Interesting one. It's a time for package from China. Sometimes you find these weird things on AliExpress and you're looking at them thinking it is something, but when you're getting it in, it isn't the thing that you really was expecting. You know what I'm saying with this? But nevertheless, hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's awesome that you're tuning in. So in this video, we're going to take a close look at the retro arcade system. So this thing has been in my collection for a couple of months now. I have been messing around with it. So the first thing when I saw it, and I was more like, hey, is this just a Neo Geo Mini? It looks like it, but when you're looking closely, you can see there are some differences. There are some similarities, but also differences. So when it comes to these devices, it's always like the gamble what you're going to get. I really love myself like mini arcade machines, but in the end, it's never going to be the same thing that you ordered or that you got with an original device. It came with two controllers, so they did have like, say, mimic the same situation in that we're going to get like in mini system with controllers, but it comes with a micro USB, a very long nice cable for charging, and of course the old school BL5C Nokia battery. This is, by the way, the 1020 mAh. Then of course we're going to get the deluxe toilet paper manual with some explanations how everything works. But I'm curious, what are we going to get with this? Is this actually like any good for like playing some games, or is it just another weird device that you just need to avoid? So let's take a close look at that. So the first thing I've noticed with this device, that it feels like a robust product. And I mean with this, like, it's very thick plastic. It's like this flimsy piece of plastic that we've seen before. So really very nice design. And again, very thick plastic. So they did include a sticker over here. When you're looking at the original Neo Geo, they will blank. You get some stickers that you can slap in. It comes with a tiny display. And yeah, there is nothing really new here. We're going to get an analog stick, not a real micro switch joystick. 4 buttons over here like the original one, and like start. Then we're going to get the connection port here at the side like with the original one, and then at back we're going to get volume control and TV out function, and we're going to get an input for the 5V, but there's sadly no way of knowing what cable I'm going to need. There's a tiny barrel jack. Maybe in my collection I have one, but I think, oh wait, yeah, I have a brain fart. There is a cable that we're going to try it on the television. But let's power it on. We're here with the on and off. But the first thing that we need to do, of course, is adding the freaking battery. Another thing I really like is that we're going to get these very nice rubber pads on the bottom. So if you like a smooth surface, it will not like slide away. So the construction, I do like it. So that is a very positive thing. So let's plug this freaking battery in. Yeah, wicked. So it's so difficult to put a freaking battery in. Now, why doesn't the freaking battery go in? Yeah, so finally! Whoo, that was so freaking difficult. So let's turn it on. Yeah, you can already hear it. It's the same 8-bit bullshit we've seen before. Okay, so the quality of the display is slightly better than the previous models, what I mean with like the tiny mini arcades and also the handhelds. We're going to get the symbol locks with the language. I really hate when they're doing this. But it comes with 520 built-in games, and yeah, this is going to be the same story like with the mini plug-and-play devices or the other thing that we've seen before. That we're actually going to get like double games, a lot of homebrew games. Like look at this, Charlie, like different models or versions. So this is basically what you're going to get with the main menu. It does have the front speakers, and they go quite loud. So let's crank up the volume over here. But they're not going to be super loud. But let's try some games and just see how it actually works. Alright, so let's remove the freaking screen protector, because it's freaking unable to freaking record something from this display otherwise. Okay, so we do have like the famous turbo buttons. But you can see like on the details on the display, it's pretty damn horrible. Like I have seen some share of city displays, and this is one of those. Like better, it's not an IPS display, it's also not like having the best viewing angle, but like I say, that the configuration is pretty damn awful when you're used to playing on 8-bit systems. Alright, next up, let's play Zippy Race. So the first thing I'm noticing is like there is almost no dead zone in the joystick. So even I'm not a big fan of these joysticks, mini arcades, is that it doesn't play really bad. Okay, next up, let's take a close look at the controllers. And yeah, it doesn't even matter, I care is the controller 1 or 2, because as you can see over here, they just basically sent me the same one. Normally going to need like having a controller 1 or 2, but I think these were the same like the original Famicom back in the days. So let's plug this thing in and let's see what are we going to get with the controls, because they feel quite light and they feel really cheap. And they also smell really chemical. So yeah, that's not going to be a good thing, but let's plug it in. Yeah, they also come with a micro USB. Let's see if we need to reset the system. Let's plug this bad thing in. It's a pretty freaking bad thing. Okay, getting the controller in is going to be like the next problem. It doesn't even go freaking in. What the hell is going on? Like, I can't get the freaking controller in because the port is not aligned. Seriously? Like, how is it with the second player? I know I have some issues with the freaking battery, but like, this is like awful. I can still remember like the original one had like Type-C connection, but this is like freaking awful. Let's try it off camera, but oh my. Ugh! Okay, so let's take a closer look at some games and let's play with the control. Oh man, okay, like the start is freaking awful. Oh man. Okay, so let's see if this freaking thing even plays the freaking game. Okay, wait. Oh yeah, there is it. But I can say like you need to get used to the D-pad because it's so freaking flimsy and the button press is long and it's awful. And I just burned my freaking drill iron balls. Okay, the next thing I want to try out, let's see how it works when you're plugging the controller. Fun fact, so when you're plugging in the controller, the system will automatically reset. You can see like when plugging it into television, the little display doesn't do anything anymore. So let's see if we can basically use both controllers. Alright, let's see. But here you can see like both of the freaking controls seems to be working just fine. Run it to my fist. Come on, boy. Come on. So that's actually working very well. So it's, the idea behind it's pretty damn cool. So there you basically use this mini arcade on your television. And yeah, you can use a 5-volt charger, but this thing runs on the freaking battery. And that's pretty damn awesome. It's a shame about the shitty controllers because these things are not the best. The signal quality, it's okay. I did see myself some, let's say, some issues when it comes to the colors, but in overall, you can hear all the sound effects are here, but also the music sounds just normally. Alright, so let's play a quick game. I can still remember, I played this game a lot back in the day on my original NES. Oh crap. I already disposed of my freaking upgrade. Oh yeah, that was just great wicked. Press the wrong button. But seems to be working just fine. Okay guys, so let's take a close look at the inside, and the thing that we need to do is remove all these rubber pads. I'm hoping I can always re-glue them. And they're still sticky, so that's going to be not an issue. But I always love to do a quick teardown of these products just to see how they look in the inside. So I think the biggest problem I'm having with this device is that it has only 8-bit games. This has so much more potential because the build quality is not bad at all. And yeah, if it had like a good multi-emulator, let's say even one of them, let's say if they were selling them like in kits, so you can basically buy it and stick a pie in it. For stuff like that, you know, again, it has so much potential, so much cool things you can do with it, and they end up like slapping some 8-bit games in it, and like actually like a lot of double games. And when you're looking at the functionality, it seems to be working just fine, because all the games have good, like say, gameplay or emulation. Depends of course how they configured it. Sometimes it's just a NES on a chip, sometimes they use an Android box inside. It's always the question, what are we going to get? But when you're looking at the inside, in my opinion, they would like, they had a potential, really great piece of technology here, but they messed it up with the 8-bit stuff again. Let's see if we can lift this thing up. So look at this, how thick this plastic is. Okay, so here at the front we're going to get ourselves the control panel. Let's see, I think I need to remove this freaking Parker. I need to get myself a different screwdriver because they completely messed up the screw over here. Alright, so let's remove the first spark that holds the control panel place. I'm always curious how this looks. So this is basically what we're going to get, like the old school membrane contacts over here. And the joystick have been attached on the PCB, so nothing really fancy there, using the translucent cheap membranes. Let's see if I can basically remove anything, because there's a lot of parts in here. Capacitor, this is the contacts of the battery for giving the device itself a charge. So this is basically what we're going to get in the inside. Here goes the ribbon cable all the way up there to the LCD display. Then we're going to get two separate cables, black and red, going to the speakers. And that's it. And here we're going to see the main board itself, that basically everything is attached here, like the NES on the chip, the black blob, the stuff that we're going to see most of the time with different 8-bit devices. So it is possible to replace the LCD. But is there room enough to put a Pi in it? To be honest, I don't know, because when you're looking in here, like here, we're still going to get some room to stick something in, like a different PCB. But somehow, nah. There's not a lot of space in here, let's put it that way. So guys, this is what we're going to get with this Neo Geo Mini version from AliExpress. The 8-bit, yeah, they are being naughty in many different ways. But the weird thing is, like, they didn't develop this to, let's say, an okay product. They just basically ripped off the Neo Geo Mini and they slapped some 8-bit games in it. The build quality, I mentioned a couple of times, it's pretty damn good for this like price tag you're paying for it. But 8-bit, come on guys, nobody's waiting for that anymore, or I'm guessing. Let me know in the comments what you think of this. Well, thank you for watching, consider subscribing, hit that little bell, become the Wicked family. And I think this can also be a very nice thumbnail. Yeah, alright, and see you in the next video.